Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Stardew Valley as a Joja Operative. So in my last episode, we did some things, as we are doing here in fall. We get a nice omelet from our wife for breakfast. As I've said before, I do enjoy omelets. And I appreciate your help. What is the weather going to be like tomorrow? All clear and sunny. And for our luck, we will have somewhat annoyed spirits today. But we picked up the Galaxy Sword in my last episode, and we also got a few other things done in terms of side quests. And in this particular episode, we have a bunch of stuff to harvest because our pumpkin harvest came in. So you know what that means? It's time for our moment of mindfulness. That has been your moment of mindfulness for this particular episode, as we've amassed 100 pumpkins or so. You might have heard a little bell go off while we were picking all those pumpkins. That was because we actually finished off Pierre's prime merchandise, or whatever it's called, prime produce. So we needed vegetables to do that. And technically in this game, pumpkins are classed as vegetables for whatever reason. I guess I've never really thought about it. Similar to the tomato as a fruit or a vegetable argument, I guess pumpkins are classed that way as well, at least when it comes to Stardew Valley. But that is going to be a lot of money, and that'll certainly be enough for us to be able to finally upgrade our house so that we can potentially get children before the end of this series. And we'll also have a little bit of money that hopefully we can then use to get a backpack upgrade as well. So we'll actually be able to get the final backpack upgrade. Let's plan a few things here. And now that we have gotten our harvest there as well, we're going to continue to fully automate this by grabbing the leftovers of our sprinklers here, so that we will have very little watering to do each day anymore. So I am going to try to acquire at least a few more sprinklers as well, simply because if we do end up getting to Ginger Island, I will want to be able to use those on Ginger Island so I don't have to water there, because you can actually grow stuff there pretty much all year. So today being Friday, we do have the Traveling Merchant. Again, we're looking for a few different things. And it doesn't look like he has really anything of note today, other than Haley's portrait, as always. Alright, so we have to drop off our pumpkins here in the little box for Pierre's prime produce. Some gold quality vegetables, at least 25 of them. And we have 37 of them, so we'll drop off 25 then. And that'll finish off this quest that we got from the bulletin board. And that should give us another lucky ticket, so we can get another item from the mayor's house as well. Yeah, I suppose there's a lot of stuff here. We're not going to buy anything, because obviously we only buy from Joja. But if you all choose to do that, I guess that's up to you. However, you should all join us and thrive. Surprisingly, we haven't put Pierre out of business yet. He's still going. But we're going to sell off all our stuff here so we can immediately make use of our money. We want to try to get that house upgrade as soon as possible. So we have 90,000 gold. We'll use 10,000 of it to get the backpack. And then we'll need the rest of it to upgrade our house. Now we have the deluxe pack, getting our inventory up to 3 lines or 36 slots. And we'll talk to Robin as well. I have met Linus. He's pretty much innocent, I would assume. Maybe he's a serial killer. But we'll pay our 65,000 gold and give you our hardwood so that we can upgrade our house and maybe have babies. We'll see. We'll see if we have enough time here. It takes a little while for that to actually occur. I believe it is a chance for it to happen. And that'll be it for today. Some major upgrades. Now we have our full upgraded pack so that we can carry as much items as we can, at least that I'm aware of. And then we also have our house upgraded as well. So we didn't make that much today. Only 115 gold. Of course, that does not include all of it that we spent already and acquired through selling stuff at Pierre's. And that's simply so that we could get started as soon as possible with getting the house upgraded. So our can of cola each day is worth 25 gold, so it's worth something, I guess. And so what's our luck going to be like today? Good humor. Okay, that's not too bad. We don't have our wife in here. Looks like she's taking some photographs. You'll notice our crops are all watered here now with all of our sprinklers out. Robin will be working on our house for a couple of days. I think it takes about 3 for it to go up. I'm posing. Fuzzy Pickles. And then we'll drop some stuff off as well. So we'll be continuing to work on our chores around the farm. Pretty much everything is automated now, so I'm going to be spending a lot of my energy each day getting hardwood for a few additional quests, as well as going into the mines. Because we want to get through the mines as soon as we can, so potentially we can start going into the skull mines over in the desert. Now, is there something down here too? Oh, that's not grown yet. We still got a little bit more time to go on that pumpkin. So we'll grab a little bit more fairy rose honey here, and then continue with our chores. So we have some trees to knock down here as I continue to acquire as much wood as I can. Ooh, and we got a book. Woody's Secret. The woodpecker. Trees have a 5% chance to yield double the wood. Cool. That's worth it. Nice little bonus. Added in a later patch. And then we'll grab our stuff as well. And continue to plant. We don't really have a ton of major purchases to go. We will put a broccoli seed in just to get one of those as an item. So really our main goals now are to continue to work towards getting Ginger Island if we can. And then of course we have the fair coming up, which should happen in my next episode. And we're also trying to get our dog to full hearts as well. Because they did add 2 extra hearts for the pets, and so I think we currently have our dog at 3 hearts, or 4 maybe, and so we want to get him up to 5. Now we got another major harvest coming in here. Once all these pumpkins, I believe they are, come in. Guess we don't have a pale ale to pick up today, unfortunate. Alright, so I haven't checked out the quarry in a while, so let's head over there. So I'm going to clear this out, and I will meet you back once I'm done with that. We do have a new special block over here, which is an iridium ore one. So we'll see what we get from that, and then I'll clear the rest out. Alright, so we got another book, and we managed to dig up some wiggly worms to get a few other items as well. So we will head over to the blacksmith, and we will cash those in and see if we get any new items to add to the museum with. Because again, we're trying to get access to the sewers, certainly. As always, I'm trying to show as much of this as I can in terms of the game. We have a little over a month and a half left to go in this particular series. So let's see what we get here. In my daughter's file, we opened up some of these mystery boxes, and they contained more mystery boxes. So there were boxes inside of boxes. We'll see if that happens for us here. Seems like, through my experience with them, you tend to get a lot of food items. And sometimes some attire as well. So I believe that's, yeah, a shrimp cocktail. Got some coffee. That's not bad. I don't drink coffee in real life, but it's good in the game. And some bombs. Those will be helpful if we decide to go into the Skull Caves. The shrimp cocktail is actually a pretty good cooked item. Gives you a lot back. I might actually use that in our fair display. I'm not sure how much cooked items are worth, though, in terms of the score you get from the mayor. Alright, so we got another ticket for finishing off Pierre's little quest that he gave us in terms of the produce. And we will cash that in to get some flower seeds, I believe. Some mixed ones. As we continue to get through all these items. And this is the special scene that activates when you finish off Pierre's quest. I am saddened to see all these people in here instead of at Joja. But he is going to offer Gus a wonderful deal here. Highest quality, coming from a local sourced farm. It's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of offer. That sounds good. I could use some quality veggies at the saloon. How much? Pierre's like, well, let me tell ya. Of course, Gus is a little taken aback because Pierre said 25,000 gold. Now, how many it was? So it was 25 gold quality pumpkins, I guess. And yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. So 1,000 per pumpkin. I forget what they actually sell for. Now, obviously, if you buy them through like the traveling merchant, you might end up paying that much. But then he drops the cost. It's like, oh crap, I gotta try to make off with as much as I can here. But you were caught, Pierre. You got too greedy. Turns out no one is willing to buy vegetables at a 10 times price markup. So I guess that means they're worth about 1,000 at the 10 times markup, so that's about 100 for each one. So what can we say here? You win some, you lose some, you should be less greedy, or I'm offended they didn't want my veggies. No, you tried. Learn from your mistakes and continue onward. Always moving forward. Onward and upward, as they say, and all of those sayings. Yeah, I don't really need one, but thanks. So you're stuck with them. He's like, the cost plus 1 gold. Interesting. And then today is also Abigail's birthday. We do have some scarecrows on the farm. But per usual, you get a piece of coral. And then, of course, in your room, you've got your hamster. I believe its name is David. And then over in the left there, you've got a picture of Chrono from Chrono Trigger, which is awesome. Girl after my own heart. And a Super Nintendo. So this is definitely where I would want to be. And often I do end up marrying Abigail in various playthroughs. Hey, wake up. I want to say goodnight. Yeah, I didn't say goodnight to my dog, so we gave him a pat for the day. Now, interestingly, Shane is the Sega kid, I guess, because he has their version of the Genesis or Mega Drive in his room. So if you get Shane to 2 hearts, you can go in and check that out. I never owned the Genesis when I was younger. I was a Nintendo boy. Had the Nintendo, started with the Game Boy, and then got the Super Nintendo and went from there. Skipped the N64 and went to the PlayStation. But then came back to Nintendo with the Wii. And later got a GameCube as well, to kind of catch up with what I had missed. Never owned a Nintendo 64, though. It is the only Nintendo system besides the Virtual Boy that I did not own. I actually saw a Virtual Boy at a store once when they were clearancing them. Oh my goodness, Haley. You really got dirty. You must have done quite a bit of cleaning, and she's immediately cleaned up. Just like that. She spun around and instantly got clean. I guess if you're clean, sure, you can have a kiss. But they were selling the Virtual Boy when they were clearancing it off, because obviously no one was buying it. It only lasted like, what, 6 months on the market? This Pierre gives us an extra item here for finishing his quest, the mini shipping bin. But one of the stores near me actually had the Virtual Boy plus like 10 games for like $100 as a clearance item. And I was very close to buying it when I was younger, but never did. I mean, in retrospect, that would have been a good purchase because obviously it would have been worth a lot more these days, but back then, $100 for me at the time as a teenager, not easy to come by. So we'll throw that catfish as well as our Joja Cola into the shipping bin here, and we're just going to add the little shipping bin next to it. Sometimes I put it in my greenhouse, but again, it can only hold a couple of items, so it's not really worth that much. I think it holds up to like 9 items. So definitely it's interesting, but I don't end up using it too much. And then we do have a few things to harvest as well. Don't have to worry about watering too much anymore. And we got some honey. Sweet. We can build another bee house here. We can finish off our little arrows here on the right. And then for any future bee houses, we'll put them, I believe, probably on the north part there, closer to the scarecrow. As long as we can access all of them. Continue to get honey from them for at least 2 more weeks. And then once winter hits, I don't believe we can get any more. Looks like I need an iron bar. It's been a while since I built a bee house, so I didn't remember the recipe. Alright. And then we'll do the rest of our chores, and then we'll probably hit the mines today. Go down another 5 floors. Get closer to the bottom. Alright, it's Sunday. Anything of consequence here? A fish taco for 2,500 gold. Crab cakes? No thanks. An apple? I mean, if I was doing the regular community center, that might be worth it. A Joja Cola for 800 gold. Yeah, no thanks. But nice try. Alright, and we're going to finish up mining here, get down to floor 115. Mr. Crab. Who, of course, loves money. And then we will probably call it an episode. Getting very close to the end of the mines. Alright, and that is it for this particular episode. We've done a lot, got a lot done, upgraded our house, did some quests. In my next episode, we're actually going to have the fair. So as always, viewers, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.